Welcome to Wealthy Mind, where we talk about all things finances, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprising. Welcome to Wealthy Mind. I am your host, Misty Rose Gold, International Success Coach, and we are ensuring that you have a wealthy mind and maintain a wealthy mind. So today I have with me Emaun. Emaun, I'm not even going to try to say your last name because we haven't discussed how to pronounce it. So please share with the audience your full name.
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Emaun Aghajani, and I am a full-time day trader at the moment, and that's what we're going to be talking about today.
That's awesome. I'm excited because this is like a college course for me. I know nothing about day trading, so
All good.
welcome to our show. And I'm sure the audience will be super excited to hear everything we talk about today. So just,
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
yeah, for sure. So for me, I want to learn how to pronounce your name.
Sure.
Aghajani?
Aghajani. So
Aghajani.
the H is silent. So Aghajani, yeah.
Aghajani. Okay. Iman Aghajani.
Yeah, it looks more, I guess, harder to pronounce than it actually is, but once you practice a couple times, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. So my audience is kind of used to me messing up names sometimes. So
All good. You're not the first one to butcher it, so you actually
yeah.
didn't butcher it. I'm just saying, you're not the first one to stumble on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're good. No worries there.
That's good. Excellent. So, gosh, where do we start day trading? I know nothing about day trading. So where did you get started with it?
Yeah, so I pretty much fumbled on day trading basically at the beginning of the pandemic.
Hmm. Okay.
This was when I was working in corporate finance, and we all got sent home with our laptops. I think everybody remembers that.
All
We
right.
were sent home to work from home, and it was nice to work from home. We did that for few years, but that's when I stumbled upon it, and I wanted to learn a skill that I could still kind of do my finance job, but use my computer to make extra money, right?
Hmm.
So I came across different forms of online work, such as like, I'm sure people have heard of like Amazon FBA, which is like the drop shipping,
Okay.
e-commerce, things like that. But I kind of, I took some courses on that, but I didn't really make a sale, and it didn't really work for me. So I
Hmm.
quickly, switched and switched to day trading. And finance was always the thing the stock market rather was always the thing that was interesting to me.
Hmm. Okay.
So, how stocks move, and I always thought of like ways to learn more about it. And I always thought, there's always somebody that is making a lot of money doing this for a living. Not a lot of people, but there are people out there that either they used to be hedge fund managers in the past, and now they're doing this full time. Or, I came across obviously people on YouTube that are day traders full time, and they're
Hmm.
driving Lamborghinis and McLarens and all these other supercars. And I'm like, how are they doing this? Like, there has to be a way
Hmm.
they're doing this. So that's what kind of got interesting to me. And so I quickly started, watching different YouTube channels and learning as much as I could, doing different research to see if I can get a grasp on what it was and how to do it. And so 2020, basically the start of the pandemic, when we all got sent home, that was when I first
Hmm.
started trading at that time.
Well,
So it's been
that's it's a cool story. I like how you got into it. You're like, I'm bored. I have a laptop. I want to make money. So how can I
exactly,
figure this out?
exactly, yeah. Yep.
That's awesome. So this might sound like a dumb question, but what is day trading? Please explain that to me and
Okay.
the audience.
So day trading is basically taking advantage of movements in the market, right? So you're not is different than investing, right? Traditional investing is I'm going to buy, let's say, one stock, let's say Apple, right? I'm not giving advice, but everybody's heard of Apple, right? I buy Apple and let's say I want to hold it on for 5, 10, 15 years because I believe it's a good company. And so that's investing. You buy it and you don't really care too much about the daily fluctuations of it. You're just
Hmm.
kind of buying dollar cost averaging in a way, and just kind of holding on for the long term. That would be investing. Day trading is basically just taking advantage of the price fluctuation. So it could be up or down, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
As long as you're calling that particular direction, it could even be going down. You can make money off of that. That's the beauty of it. You just have to buy a particular option, and we'll get to that maybe later in this conversation. But
Hmm.
you're just basically taking advantage of the movement. It could be up or down as long as you call that direction properly within a specific time frame. Then you can make money off of that, and that's basically
Hmm. Thank you for explaining that. I'm getting the education I need because I'm like a 5-year-old right now. Like,
trading.
each a 5-year-old. What is day trading? I, I know like regular stocks. Most people understand regular stocks. You put money in and watch it go up and down and have heart attacks along the way.
Right. That would be investing,
Yeah.
right? You're buying it and maybe holding on to it for however long, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. That's a little different. That's traditional investing, which is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. And that works for the average person, actually. Day trading does not work for the average person.
Hmm. Okay. So say it one more time. Day trading is.
Day trading is basically buying or selling a security or a stock and basically calling which direction it's going to move in within a specific time frame.
Hmm.
Right? So you can make money on the downside or upside as long as you're calling that direction properly,
Hmm.
right?
Okay. So it's the earnings or losses, right?
Yeah, it's the up or down movement of an underlying security or stock
So you're
within a
trading.
short time frame.
Okay. So I want to see if I understand this, right? So again, I'm 5 years old.
No, you're good. You're good.
So we're trading off of the earnings or the losses from the day to day, right? Is that
I'm not really paying attention to the fundamentals if that's what you're asking. So the
no,
earning,
no, no. I'm looking
okay.
for
Oh, you're
what's
talking about the appreciation of a stock or depreciation?
yeah,
You say earnings?
what is the
Yeah.
correct wording that we're trading off of?
Right. So there's different terminology in finance. Obviously, some can be confusing, but basically, the up or down movement of a stock. So whether the stock is going up that day, it's green, or it's down that day, as long as you're calling that it's going to go and move in that direction or continue in that direction, or it could be reversing. As long
Hmm.
as you're correct in the movement that it's going in, up or down, that's basically day trading. So you're not holding on to a security past that day. And actually,
Okay.
quite frankly, in my case, you're not holding on past maybe like 30 minutes or so.
Okay. So
And
then here's how my mind is thinking about it. It's like the
right.
roulette table, and you can put your chips on red or you can put them on black and hope for the best.
It's a little more well, so it's a little more extensive than that. Obviously, that's a little more gambling, and you're kind of hoping for the best.
Yeah.
In my case, you're doing a lot of technical analysis, is what I do. So I don't really pay
Hmm.
attention to the fundamentals. Fundamental analysis is good for investing for long term. So you
Okay.
take a look at the fundamentals of a company, their PE ratio, things like that. You know how much cash they got on hand, what's their expected earnings, things like that, EPS,
Hmm.
earnings per share. So you pay attention to the actual fundamental finance, and that's how you're investing in a company. So, for instance, Apple, everybody knows of that company, right? It's not advice, but Apple,
Right.
for instance, right? So if you believe Apple's a good product, they're building iPhones, they're building MacBooks, and everybody's using the product, and you think that they're going to sustain that that cash flow for long term, you believe it's a good company, you buy that company, and you don't care really too much about the price fluctuation up or down. You probably want to buy on a red day, not advice, but you want to buy at a lower price on average, right? So that's just kind of
Okay.
common sense in investing. You want to try
Okay.
to
So
lower.
5-year-old,
Yeah,
5-year-old has a question here.
no, you go ahead.
I will get to the bottom of this somehow. Uh, So if I were to look at a company, let's
Mhm.
say a company that I believe in, that I put my money into,
Yeah.
Apple wouldn't be my choice, but that's the example we're
I just
using.
threw that example out
Yeah,
there.
of course. And
Yeah.
yes, this is not advice, you guys. We are not giving any
No,
investing
no, no. It's not
advice.
advice. Just
If I were to choose Apple, so from my business brain, I would go and look at the growth cycles of the company.
yeah.
And when they have downs and ups, and like when their earnings go down and when their earnings go up. So
Yeah.
if I'm paying attention to their cycles,
Mhm.
would that make me a better trader?
Not really, because for what I'm doing as far as the day trading aspect of it,
Hmm.
you're kind of just taking advantage of the intraday, which is within that day, the intraday movement. So it could be up or
Mm,
down. And stocks don't, for the most part, when you're day trading, once you start, getting involved in this, you'll notice that they don't move in a linear line. So like let's say something is down, it might start down maybe for the first hour or two of the market, then it might rally. Or it could maybe start up and then it could end it down. So it's kind of up and down movement. So it's never a linear straight line. So because it's not a linear straight line, you're not gonna. It's kind of hard to forecast what's gonna happen to a stock in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 days. Now some that would be swing trading, right? That's the difference between day trading and swing trading. Swing
mm,
traders are kind of predicting what's going to happen to a stock in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 days. And they'll place their options trades based off of that. And there are some good swing traders out there, but from my experience, now I've gotten some good swing trades where I made a lot of money, and then I had some swing trades where I lost a ton of money.
mm,
And from my experience, the market, because it's in a way manipulated, it
hmm.
kind of does what it does. It's hard to predict swing trades with a high probability, meaning that the win rate versus the loss rate, it's hard
Yeah.
to have even just above 60% even win rate when you're swing trading. Unless you're really good, there are some top-notch swing traders out there. Maybe they might have like a 70% win rate or something like that, maybe a little more. But the
Mm,
average person is going to struggle with swing trading because there's always gap ups or gap downs pre-market level. So for instance, anybody pay attention to the market today, obviously what I'm saying, by the time this gets posted on YouTube, it's going to be a different day. But for today, the market gapped down and then it rallied up for the rest of the day. So it kind of confused you as if it's going to start down or it's going to continue downward, but that wasn't the case. It gapped down and it went down for maybe about 30 minutes or so, but then there was a reversal pattern, almost like a Nike sign,
mm,
right? For a lot of stocks. And even just NASDAQ or the S&P 500, same thing. So the overall market, it doesn't move in a linear line on a day-to-day basis. There's a lot of up and
mhm.
down movements, and we're just taking
Right.
advantage of those small movements, kind of riding the wave in a way. So you kind of jump. It's kind of like what I can, as far as an analogy that I can kind of throw out there. Maybe a surfer.
Hmm.
You have to be patient. You're not going to ride every wave that comes at you, right? If you're surfing, you're waiting for
Mm,
the right opportunity, like the
mm,
big wave to come, right? And so same thing with day trading. You're waiting for that big wave and you're riding that wave. That wave could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour potentially, right? The time frame, it just depends on the situation. But you're just riding that wave for a small period of time and hitting the sell button when you're up. Hopefully you're up. But
yeah.
you could be down too if you're not riding the wave properly. But the point being is that I'm not holding on to the trades past that day.
Okay. All
So I'm
right.
taking advantage of those small incremental movements,
Hmm.
and I'm buying a certain amount of contracts depending on how confident I am, and
Okay.
making money off those small movements.
Hence day trading. It happens within the same day, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome. So now you've explained that to a 5-year-old. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're good.
I like the waves, right? You're waiting for the right wave. That really resonates with me.
Mhm.
So what makes it a good wave?
Volume. Volume is a big thing to look for, whether it's on the downside or upside. So when doing analysis on these on these movements, you want to look at, obviously Trading View is an app you can download, and basically you're going to be looking at candlestick patterns. And when you look at the candlestick patterns, the bigger the body of the candle, meaning, so like you have the wicks of the candle, which are the bottom, you have the bottom wick and the top wick. The bigger the volume of the candle, which is the actual body of the candle, that's basically the volume. And so, like, you want to see bigger candles, either up or down. That means sellers or buyers are coming in. And so, the smaller candles, that just means kind of weakness. It doesn't really mean anything in terms of if it's going up or down. It could be moving sideways for a little bit, but really, you're looking for big volume. And so there are some indicators that you can look at if you're day trading, if you're starting out, that'll basically kind of tell you the volume. So there's RSI, which is the relative strength index indicator.
Hmm.
There's VWAP, and then there's EMA. And so those are kind of the top three in terms of basically seeing which direction is the market moving. But once you kind of get a hang of this, I don't really use indicators anymore, to be
Mm.
fairly honest with you. I did in the beginning, but now I just draw my trend lines. I kind of learned how to draw my own trend lines. And so I'm looking either for a break of a trend. So I draw my own, I'll look at a candlestick chart
Hmm.
and I kind of draw my own trend lines. Okay, this is kind of moving up. So you see the trend is moving up. I'm either going to maybe buy at that trend and maybe stay in that trend for a little bit until that trend changes trajectory,
Hmm.
or I'll just be patient and wait for that trend to be broken, because trends get broken all the time within a day trade. They don't stay within, they don't stay smoothly perfect like that. If it was like that, it'd be
Mm.
so easy to make money.
Yeah.
It would be a piece of cake to make money, but the market does a lot of manipulation. And so it's not that easy. So you have to kind of learn how to draw your own trend lines. And once it breaks a certain trend line, it could reverse to the opposite direction, or it could be market manipulation, which means that it can act like a reversal, but it's just an adjustment on the price, but then it's still going to continue that trend. So that's where you
Mm.
have to identify, is this a trick? Is it market manipulation? Or is it really going to reverse in the opposite direction?
Mm. Yeah, this is good. Okay, I'm learning, right? So
It's a
5-year-old
lot.
has,
It's definitely a lot. And so
yeah.
get in more into it, but that's just kind of
No,
the gist of what day trading is.
this is good. I have another question, a 5-year-old question.
Okay.
Drawing trend lines. What does
Mhm.
that mean?
So basically, you're seeing pretty much like the bottom and a top. So you're basically drawing support and resistance. That's one way of doing it. Or
Do you
if
put a graph? Do you create a graph?
no, you're just drawing lines, you're literally drawing lines, and you can do it through the Trading View application on
Okay.
the computer. There's like a line chart line button you can press, and you're literally drawing a line from the bottom of a wick, or you can start at the bottom of the body of the. You don't have to necessarily do the wick, because wicks. The problem with wicks on candlesticks is they're kind of manipulation in the way. Sometimes the price can be moving down and there's a strong wick at the bottom. A lot of times it'll reverse back up. A lot, not every time, but a lot of times it does. So wicks, I don't like to draw trend lines at the bottom of the wick. I like to draw at the bottom of the body of the candlestick. And so I'll draw the trend line. Let's say a stock is moving upwards. I'll draw it from the bottom um, of each candle, like the actual body,
Mhm.
towards the top, where the price is heading towards. And I'll draw
Okay.
from the top as well. So I have two lines, one coming from the bottom where the price is kind of fluctuating, and one at
Hmm.
the top. And you see, okay, price is kind of moving in this general direction, or could be moving this way, it doesn't matter. And then once it breaks that trajectory, then I'm looking for reversal patterns. I'm looking for a reversal to the downside or upside. Now, it doesn't always play out that way, but you are looking for certain things like that, where basically the structure of that trend line is broken. And so you have a big change of price, either to the upside or downside. So market structure is broken. Then I'm looking for a change of trajectory on the price.
Okay. So what is the name of the app? So this is really helpful because
Sure.
you said that you can draw the trend lines within the app. What is the app that you use?
Yeah, so it's a lot of traders, a lot of day traders use it, but it's called Trading View. So you can just go to tradingview.com. It's about $30 a month if you decide you want to use it. But I feel like if you are going to be doing this, you kind of need to have it because you can't just rely on the actual trading, um, the brokerage that you're using, because you can use the brokerage as well, typically,
Hmm.
to see kind of where price is heading. But the problem with that is brokerages, they don't offer all the tools you need. And so
Mm,
that's why a lot of people use TradingView to chart their patterns, to do the chart.
okay.
And then they'll use the brokerage to actually do the, enter in the trades and exit the trades.
That's cool. Is there education within TradingView?
Not really, no.
Okay.
You can rewind. You can like see what the market did, and you can do like rewind. You can hit the rewind button and see how the market played out for the day. You can
Hmm.
do things like that. But as far as educational purposes of like, what's a call option or what is a put option, right? It doesn't teach you really about day trading in a way. You have to learn that through, educational videos through YouTube, or you can read books on
Okay.
it. Um,
Okay.
find a
Okay.
mentor that has done it.
That is really cool. So this is all really helpful information because now I know that there's a resource available. If I want to go look at that resource, I can see what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Yeah.
see about drawing these trend lines and what that application has available.
Yeah,
And it'll make more sense to people. So if they're curious about day trading and they want to go try it out or they want to learn more, they can go check out this app and it'll help them. And
absolutely.
so on YouTube, do you have any favorite people that you follow for day trading?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say I have a favorite person. Honestly, I've just kind of just been educating myself on all the different strategies. So I'm kind of watching almost everybody. But
Cool.
some of the people that kind of taught me a lot about what I do in terms of scalping, that's the day trading that I do, is scalping the trade, which means you're not really in the trade too long. Most of my trades are less than 20 minutes. So you're just scalping, which means you're riding the wave for that price action. So let's say
Hmm.
price is really moving upwards for the next 15, 20 minutes. I'm riding that wave, which means I'm scalping that trade, getting in and out, hitting the sell button, and moving on to the next trade, right? We're not going to marry the trade, which means we're not going to be too involved with, oh, if let's say I'm up $200 or $300 within 15 minutes, I'm
Hmm.
not going to say, oh, it's going to keep moving up and everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Not necessarily. The market, does its own thing, so you can't rely too much on the market being on your side. So for scalping purposes, people that I kind of learned from are Mamba FX, which is like this. He's a famous scalper. So Mamba FX, he has a famous YouTube. You can look him up. Or Jay Dunn. Jay Dunn's another scalper that does short term trades, intraday
Hmm.
trading, 15, 20 minutes in and out. Make your profits and get out, basically.
Those are great resources. Thank you for providing that for the audience.
Absolutely.
If you guys want more education on that, please check out those platforms and learn more. So, the earning potential of day trading, I just want to put out a
Right.
hypothetical. If, let's say, I want to play around with $800, what is the realistic earning potential that you've seen within a month's time?
Within 1 month.
If I do it well,
Yes. So if
there's no guarantees.
there's no guarantees, obviously, but if you follow proper techniques and you take your profits, now you're not going to hit on every trade. That's impossible, right? You have to be able to cut your losses early. So if you, let's say you don't hit on a trade, you have to be able to, sell it early,
Mm,
cut your losses early, and move on to the next trade, right? So
mm.
realistically, if you start with $800, I'm currently actually doing a small account challenge to kind of show people that it's possible.
Oh,
So 3 weeks ago, I started. Usually, a lot of people do $1,000 account challenges. I decided to do 800 just for the case of doing something different, right?
sure,
A little
sure.
bit less to make it a little more achievable for the average person. So I started with 800, basically 3 weeks ago, almost exactly 3 weeks ago, and now it's currently, after today's close of market, I made a little bit of money today. It's up to $3,850, so just under $4,000 in 3 weeks.
What?
So if I've done it, it's possible. So
That's cool.
you can flip, $1,000 into about maybe $3,000 to $4,000 within a month.
If
That's achievable. It's possible.
if if you do it right, right? We have to put the disclaimer in there.
If
There's
you
no
do it right,
guarantees.
yes, you have a high win rate,
Mm,
and you follow certain rules, you can maybe flip 1,000 to about 3 to 4,000 within a month. It's possible for sure.
mm. That's cool. The earning potential is really cool there. So, for the audience, if any of you guys are interested in day trading, please, please, please check out these resources. Uh, wow, I've learned a lot, and you are a wealth of knowledge. I really appreciate the time that we've spent together. So, we need to wrap up our interview for today, but it's been eye-opening, and thank you for answering my 5-year-old questions. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. And no, your questions were good. The average person is going to have similar questions. So you're definitely not alone there.
Hmm. Yeah, I know quite a bit about finances just because I love to interview people about money. So, but
Sure.
this is one of those where I was like, oh, I haven't learned about this yet. So let's talk about it. Uh, wow. All I can say is, wow, this is cool. Thank you for being willing to share your information and knowledge with our audience. It's great.
Absolutely. It
So,
was a pleasure.
what is one way that people can get a hold of you? The rest we'll share in the description, but what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
Honestly, I'm pretty active on Instagram as far
Okay.
as social media goes. Not so much on Facebook. That's a little more older now. I still look at it every now and then, but more active on Instagram. So you can definitely reach out to me there if you want to follow me. My Insta is Emaun Fit 24. So I do post some trading material there, but more on my stories, not so much on the actual postings.
Mhm.
You can hit me up on there, or you can hit me up through email, which is basically my first name dot last name at gmail.com. Um,
So spell it out for the audience. So your
yeah,
Insta handle spelled out,
Insta
please.
handle is Eman, which is Emaun. So E as in Edward, M as in Mary, A as in Apple, U as in uniform, N as in Nancy, and then Fit 24.
Cool.
So I am actually posting on my stories there. I'm still doing the actual challenge, the 800. We'll see how far I can take it. Hoping to get it to 10 Gs in the next couple months. I think
Hmm.
that's a doable challenge for me. So you can definitely stay posted there if you watch my stories.
That's super cool. Well, good luck, and I hope you hit your 10K mark.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for your time. It's been a wonderful education piece. And hey, you guys, you should follow Iman. Don't care if you're interested in day trading or not. Like, he's a cool dude and he has a great smile and he has lots of information to share with you. So,
Thank you so much.
all right, everyone, until next time, we will see you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Wealthy Mind podcast. Please be sure to download the Wealthy Mind app today and make sure to support your local Dress for Success.